Guys, I don't know if you've been following this Karen Reed and John O'Keefe case out of Canton, Massachusetts. I have followed it not super closely, but wow, I cannot believe that they are still going forward with charges against Karen Reed. There is an overwhelming amount of evidence that this woman is innocent and that other party goers at the home of Brian Albert, where John O'Keefe was found deceased back in January of 2022, are actually at fault for his murder. So on the night of January the 28th, 2022, Karen and John were out in Canton, Massachusetts, initially here at McCarthy's, and then they made their way down the street to this Waterfall Bar and Grill before being invited to a house party at Brian Albert's home. Now, Brian Albert's home is seen here in this photo. It is also in Canton, Massachusetts. Now, Brian and John, this is John here in this photo. He is the one that was found deceased. They were police officers together for the Boston PD. And after John and Karen left the Waterfall Bar and Grill, Karen took John to Brian's home and dropped him off. She was not feeling well and decided to go home. She reports that she saw John walk up the steps and into the home of Brian Albert. However, the next morning when Karen woke up, John was not there, and she realized that she did not have any missed calls or text messages from John. She was also unable to reach him, so she decided that she was going to retrace her steps and go back over to Brian Albert's home to see if she could locate John. Now, as I said, this happened in January in Massachusetts, so snow was everywhere. When Karen arrived back at Brian's home, she spotted John's body in the snow. And when she found John, she noticed that he had two black eyes and he had blood coming from his nose. Shortly after this, 911 was called and John was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Not long after that, Karen Reed was charged with second-degree murder. And she has continued to proclaim her innocence. And like I said previously, there is an overwhelming amount of evidence to say that someone else is guilty of John's murder. Cell phone records show that he walked up the steps and that he was inside the home by 12:20 a.m. And then his cell phone records also indicate that he died possibly from being thrown downstairs at 12:25 a.m. Tons of evidence in this case. It would take me multiple videos to go over all of it. John deserves justice, but an innocent woman does not deserve going to prison for this.